just get sent back into where they like their universe somehow. Aunt May, they're saying that she might die.
I'm gonna go a little less than half, maybe like a fourth to a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
What do you think?
I think we will see him. I think we'll see him. Yo, that's Andrew Garfield. That catches her definitely 100%.
The possibilities are endless.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's Dom from D&J Podcast. Tomorrow is the day. Is the day I've been waiting for about three months now. Spiderman No Way Home comes out Friday. I'm going to see it tomorrow right after school. I'm super excited. This whole week's been going by super slow. I'm just excited to see if the two other Spider-Mans are going to be in this. That's the big question. I've been off of social media, off of YouTube, off of TikTok. I'm gonna catch up with you guys tomorrow, probably after school. So let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to D&J
Podcast.
Spider-Man does what?
podcast. So we've been waiting, 3 months to film this exact podcast right here. And so we saw it on Friday and
Spider-Man.
we left the theater. We didn't say a word. We're like, we're gonna save the conversation for this moment right here. And we're gonna go like scene by scene. I'm so excited to watch it again. What about you?
I want to watch it 10 more times.
I want to watch it. Yeah. It was. What do you rank this movie?
Ooh, man, it's got to be top.
It's definitely up there. It's definitely top 5 for me.
It's
I just don't
definitely
know.
top 5. I was almost going to say top 3.
I'll go top 3. I'll go top 3.
Okay,
too.
let's do it. Let's get nuts.
I think I'm gonna go top 1.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. I really liked Infinity War, and
I respect it. I
love Doctor Strange, the character, and Spider-Man. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So it starts off like right after Far From Home, when he's in the exact spot, and he's there. That's when they figure out that Spider-Man killed Mysterio, or that's what they think.
Yeah.
And it's cool seeing what's his name, John Jonas Jameson or something.
John Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, it's cool seeing him come back as like the reporter.
It is, because he's been in all of them. He's
Has-
been in all this. Yeah, well, he was in the original Spider-Mans, the Tobey Maguire ones.
Mhm.
And he's been in the last 3 new ones with Tom Holland. I can't remember if he was in the Andrew Garfield ones or not.
I don't think he was. Wait, I don't think he was in Homecoming, but he was in Far From Home, definitely.
From
Because
Home.
it was definitely like cool seeing him again. And then, he was in this movie, and a lot of our theories were true.
Yes.
I went back, which you'll see that when this video comes out at the start. I put some like a little montage of our theories in there. So
Can't wait.
yeah. Yeah, and they're trying to get into college, but they really they can't get into college because they're associated with Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're associated with Spider-Man and Peter Parker, and everybody's putting the hate on them. None of them get into MIT.
Yeah. Was that Happy's place that they went to?
Yeah, because it had the robot arm from Stark Industries. Tony Stark's original robot arm, the dummy. He called him dummy. So yeah, that was Happy's place.
Okay, that's
them.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly. I thought it was Happy's place, but I didn't know that for sure until you just said it.
Yeah, the whole reason he goes to he goes to Doctor Strange because he said, or he's upset because none of his friends are paying for his quote unquote crimes.
Yeah.
And so this is why he goes. We find out this is why he goes to Doctor Strange. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, he wants everybody to forget about that he's Spider-Man, but he's like, it was more for his friends. Like the
Yeah.
ultimate Spider-Man thing to do
Mhm. And it's
in
funny.
every universe.
Yeah, it's funny because after the spell, Doctor Strange is like, you could have just plead your case, you know?
Right. He's like, you didn't even try.
Yeah. The Doctor Strange character is definitely one of my favorite characters. So it's
Yeah,
cool. It was cool seeing him with my like two of my favorite characters in the same movie.
he's just so literal
Uh
the way he talks, and yeah, he does a great job with the Doctor Strange character.
yeah.
I love it.
Another thing we said was the Daredevil character is gonna be in there. And it was cool seeing him because like he's in the Netflix show, which I started watching it, Daredevil. I'm on the second episode.
Okay.
And I was texting you last night and I said I didn't really know much about the character. And it's one of those things where you figure out more each episode. So so when he went blind, all of his other senses, like his hearing, his smelling, they like quadrupled. So he could
He almost
hear.
has like a radar or something, right? Like a radar, like some kind of sense. He can sense things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
I don't know if that is a superpower that he has, or is it just because I don't know the liquid. I don't know exactly what it was that got in his eyes that caused him to be blind.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gave him a superpower or not. And he could fight, like he's a really good fighter.
They didn't waste any time in Spider-Man showing that he has abilities too, because when that object came through the window, he was like and just caught it, and they were like, how'd you do that?
Yeah,
But
cool.
it showed us this is Aaron Murdoch. We're gonna have Daredevil in the MCU, and everything's getting crazy, and
I know.
it's great.
So I think this is a time where he's trying to find that lady that's getting on the plane that is like the she has something to do with the college that they want to go to. He's trying to
find the MIT administrator, the one that makes decisions. And so that's on the bridge, and that brings us to the scene.
Yes. When I saw that
where we've been
bridge,
anticipating.
Yeah, when I saw that bridge, I was getting super excited because I knew from the trailer what was about to happen there.
Yep.
Also, before we get into that, when we first got to the movies and the ads started playing, it was brutal. What do you know what I'm talking about? So we got down, we're sitting down, we're waiting for those ads to be done and getting into the movie.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about? Just waiting for all those ads to be over. I'm like, I'm going crazy.
The anticipation. The anticipation was, I was like, let's start this movie. We've been waiting 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, let's get back to the bridge scene. We know what's about to happen. Doc Ock is gonna come and they're gonna have a fight. And it was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight for an intro, because that's about what 10, 15 minutes into the movie, 20 minutes into the movie. Yeah, it's an awesome fight scene between Spider-Man and Doc Ock, and they get some stuff figured out. The previews gave that away a little bit. We kind of predicted that Doc Ock would be on their side a little bit. Like, we're like, hey, is he gonna fight with them? And so we find that out. That's true. He does help them out. Yeah.
He steals his Spider-Man's nanotech. And it's cool because when he stole it, he could Spider-Man can control his arms.
Yeah, that was completely I had no idea that was coming.
Yeah, that was cool. And then
that was awesome.
Yeah. And then there's like the thing in the back is that like they're controlling him, right? Because
so in Spider-Man 2, he talks about that chip in the back of his neck, and he's like, how could you trust that the AI is not going to take over? He's like, I programmed the chip to where I control the arms. So when the chip got damaged, that's when he became the villain.
Yes, so yes, that's right.
Spider-Man being Spider-Man, he always wants to help people, and we can fix him. And they do.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So yeah, when he takes his nanotech, he sees that it's not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And
he's
at this moment, I'm
Peter
like,
Parker.
Yeah, at this moment, I'm like, oh shoot, they're gonna come. But I mean, we're getting to it in a little bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then okay. This is when no, this is okay. This is when Green Goblin comes, right? He throws the bombs on the bridge.
Yeah, we seen Green Goblin for a minute.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's when Doctor Strange swoops him up, puts Doc Ops in the cell, and they start talking about like the multiverse and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Doctor Strange has a dungeon with a
uh,
bunch of like energy cages to keep these villains that are crossing over from them in the multiverse to kind of well to and lock them up.
yeah,
He
and
locks them up.
at this point he has the lizard, right?
He's already got the lizard.
The
Yeah.
Man, the lizard. What do you think about the lizard? This movie, not really. We don't really see much of him like we did in the Amazing Spider-Man. But
Yeah.
I really like the lizard character.
I do too. And I like the fact that he was the professor before.
Mhm.
Yeah, the lizard character's cool. He's probably like Green Goblin. It's probably Green Goblin, Dr. Octavius, Electro, Sandman, Lizard for me,
Yeah.
as
Uh,
far as the villains go.
uh, yeah. I think I'm gonna agree with you with that one. I think that exact same list is what I'll say. Um,
Yeah.
and this is so Doctor Strange. I think we're getting to the point where Doctor Strange tells him he has to find these. Or no, this is when they. Wait a minute. No, so he hasn't sent him to the Mirrorverse yet. He tells him to lock up all these. No, yeah, okay. So he tells him to come and lock up all these other guys. And this is when he flips his suit inside out, and that's what causes
Yeah.
the black suit, which I don't know how, but people were saying that exact same thing. I don't know how the heck they knew that.
Yeah. I didn't know where that was. I had no idea. When we seen the black suit in the previews, we just thought it was going to be like some special, maybe a multiverse suit that came like a different Spider-Man.
Mhm.
In my crazy crazy conspiracy theorist mind, I thought it was going to be Miles Morales in the dark suit, but now he's or some crazy Stark tech. But yeah, he just flipped it inside out.
Yeah.
Really awesome looking suit.
Okay. So I do know. So in the Homecoming, when they're hacking the suit, you could see a little bit of like the inside of the suit, and it's the black with the wires stuff on it. So
Okay,
now I do remember that's where they got that from.
gotcha. I missed that. Good
Yeah,
catch.
that yeah. And then Doctor Strange gives us that cool little strange thing where he could shoot it at the guys, and it sends them into the what's it called, the cells.
The cells, the dungeon. Yeah, it's like a super magic arm cannon where it
Mhm.
just sucks the people and sends them right into that cage.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool in the trailer because I thought he was gonna get. I thought that suit was like a suit Doctor Strange game or something. It caused him to have these Doctor Strange powers.
Yeah, me
So
too.
yeah, and this is when he goes and finds Electro and Sandman.
Yep.
And I was a little confused with Sandman because he was good. Sandman wasn't really like I mean, he was a villain in Spider-Man 3, but at the end he turns good. So now and
Right.
but he was trying to help him against Electro, which was cool.
Yeah, Sandman's always kind of been, man, he's really temperamental.
Mm,
1 second he's good, and then like something turns and he's damaged.
yeah.
You never know when he's going to turn on you.
Yeah.
Unlike the Green Goblin, similar
Hmm.
to that.
Hmm.
Whole,
Yeah.
the whole time the Goblin's being nice, I'm just like, any minute now, any minute
That
he's just
yeah.
waiting to double cross him. Any
Yes.
minute.
So was that Green Goblin? Was that always Green Goblin? Or was it like did he switch? Because I know he had like two different. He had Norman, and then he had Green Goblin because of that in Spider-Man, that little machine caused him to have like two personalities, you know?
Yeah. So in all the Spider-Man movies, he's always been the Green Goblin. Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. He takes the muscle or the strength enhancers that weren't
Mm,
they weren't ready to be.
They weren't ready. Yeah.
They hadn't finished human trials. So that's what makes him nuts. That's what makes him psychotic. So he's basically bipolar. He's a bipolar villain.
Yeah. So they get Electro and Sandman in the cell. And this is when Doctor Strange tells them about that little spell. That sends them back. But Spider-Man also figures out that before they were sent to that universe, they died.
Mm-hmm.
So like with Doc Ock, he goes, he was at his machine or something, and he doesn't remember. Electro, he was absorbing that electric stuff, the electric lightning or something, and then
electric eels.
Yeah, and then dies.
Yeah.
Sandman
it's
doesn't
great.
die. Lizard doesn't die, so that's a little confusing, but
right.
Like it says some of them sip through all the people that know Peter Parker is Spider-Man, so that's pretty cool.
It was.
Yeah, so let's talk about that little box real quick. You know what I'm talking about?
The box that's going to send them back.
Yeah. So Spider-Man doesn't like he thinks that they could help him. He could help him. Doctor Strange is like, no, it's their fate to die. And that's when they have like that little fight going on, which is a cool fight, because when he sends them to the Mirrorverse, Doctor Strange is in control, but Spider-Man has he's smart, I guess it's geography, and absolutely destroys Doctor Strange in the
he does. He does all these. He's like, he does all these geometric web shapes and totally overpowers Doctor Strange. Yeah. And in the previews, when we see Doctor Strange separate him from his physical form and his astral form, you're like, oh man, Doctor Strange is going to mess him up.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, Spider-Man realizes that he can control it. And Doctor Strange is like, what the heck is going on? How are you doing this? He's like, I don't know. It's pretty cool. So that was a nice little twist, because in the previews, you just think it's going to be one thing, but they did a nice twist. And Spider-Man is actually able to actually get away from Doctor Strange in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fight scene was awesome, man. And I can't wait to talk about my favorite scene. When Ned has the ring.
Yeah.
Ned's got
don't even say anything yet. Do not even say anything right now. Gosh, do you see that room glowing right in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what it is? I got that TV on in there. I was watching a little bit of the game.
I thought it was people coming from the multiverse in there.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on in there. But yeah, he traps him in the Mirrorverse for like 19 hours. Is that what he said?
Yeah. He said he's been hovering above the Empire State Building for like 12 hours or 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. That was crazy.
What happens after that? Do you remember?
So that's the mirror, and then I think we go back to Ned and MJ and Doctor Strange's dungeon. Like I can't think of the name of it, but the downstairs part where they're keeping all the villains, and Ned and MJ are hanging out. Because they got the box and the rings from Doctor Strange, that ring where he can open up different dimensions and stuff like that and portals. So I think that's where we're at next.
Okay.
After the mirror.
So I can't remember if it was before or after the Doctor Strange fight, but May calls him and says the guy that they're looking for, which is the Green Goblin, is with him. Like is with at the feast. So the feast that where Aunt May works is Miles Morales ends up working there. Like yeah, so that it's cool seeing that place.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin's looking for Spider-Man, and he's like when Peter Parker walks in, he goes, well, that's not Spider-Man. So it was a little cool. It was another cool little scene right there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think
maybe
what?
No, go ahead.
I think this is actually before the fight scene, before Doctor Strange, that Green Goblin gets trapped in the
yeah, I think you're right.
Cellar. Yeah. because he does the memorable quote. I think I'm something of a scientist myself. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of quotes in there that are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they just said that.
It is. It
Uh,
was so well done.
yeah,
We were talking about this last week in the preview, and we were just like, man, how are they going to put all this together? How are they going to tie everything together? And they just did, and it was almost seamless the way
yeah,
that they did it.
yeah.
All the
Um,
villains and everything.
mm, and so he brings them, to Happy's house, and they got that Stark technology stuff, and this is where he tries to fix some of the villains. So he definitely fixed Doc Ops. He was trying to fix Electro and failed, and he was trying to fix Green Goblin, but that first one didn't work.
Yeah.
Until someone else comes in, and he's like, "Oh, I've been thinking about it for years, how to
Right.
fix it." Yeah. And did they do something for Sandman? I don't think they were trying to fix him.
They were trying to they came up with the serum, and they end up curing him.
Yeah, they cured
Yeah.
him, but I think that was yeah, okay. Gosh, I want to watch this movie so much times. Like
There's a lot going. There was a lot going on.
there's a lot going on. It's hard to remember like exactly what happened scene by scene. That's why
Right.
that's why after 3 or 4 times, that's when you start to okay, and this happened, then this happened, and this happened, and this happened.
We found that out just when we were in the when we were in COVID lockdowns, and we started binge watching the Marvel movies. We
Mhm.
found that we missed, the second and third times we watched them, we were like, we missed so many things the first couple times, especially in Ultron, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah,
But yeah, we're gonna have to watch. I mean, not we don't have to. We get to watch it as many times as we want and keep finding new things. I'm sure the next time we see it, this could be a totally different conversation.
oh yeah, definitely. I'm excited to go back and watch them all chronological again with all the new stuff like Black Widow, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, and then this
Yes.
movie, and then like
Yeah,
Eternals. Um,
for sure.
I guess you could fit Venom in there. I don't know, maybe.
Venom
Maybe.
fits.
Yeah, he fits.
Venom can fit. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What do so they get mad at him for something. Why do they get mad at him again? Because he wants to take their power, or I forget exactly.
Well, him and Doctor Strange aren't on the same page. Doctor Strange wants to he's like, hey, it's their fate and they can mess up the multiverse. And Peter's like, no, we can fix them and send them back and they can
Mhm.
have a different life. And the optimism from Peter Parker and all
Yeah.
the Spider-Man characters is their greatest strength and their downfall.
Mhm. So at this moment, are you thinking, are we gonna see the two Spider-Mans again? What are you thinking at this moment?
I'm trying when I'm watching the movie, I'm trying not to think about when they're coming because I'm just trying to absorb what I'm watching. It
Okay.
is in the back of your mind, but I'm like, I know it's like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen so organically. I think it's going to come in seamlessly, and it
Mhm.
does, and they do such a fantastic job. We're sitting there in the theater. Michael Ross is sitting next to me, and Ned's playing with that portal ring and starting to open it up, and he opens up that portal ring, and I slap Michael Ross on the leg, and I'm like, I knew it. It was going to be one of them.
Yeah.
And he opens it up, and you see the Spider-Man standing in the alley, and you think it's Tom Holland, and it's not. It's Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Yeah. Those eyes, I'm
Boom.
like, oh my gosh, is it because he looks and it doesn't look like it doesn't he looked a little bit taller than Tom Holland. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be one of them. I don't know which one it is,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be one of them. He runs in, I see the familiar suit. I'm like, yes. And then
Yeah.
he
The
takes
whole
off the mask.
theater the whole theater cheered. It
Yeah.
was
It was
it was
awesome
great. It
seeing
was
that.
like
That was pretty cool.
it wasn't like it wasn't like when Captain America caught Myanmar in Endgame. It wasn't
Mhm,
an explosion in the theater like that, but it was pretty close to that when
mhm.
the movie theater reacted to the Andrew Garfield coming through.
It was so funny. Like it would suck that. Have you seen any of like his interviews, Andrew Garfield's? And he's trying so hard to deny that he's not in it, but just
Yeah,
no one believes him.
right.
And he takes off the mask, and I'm like, yes, let's go. And then he goes, all right, let's get the real Peter Parker. And at this point, we're like, okay, if he does it again, we know who it's going to be, Tobey Maguire. And he's the one I
Yep.
was mostly excited for. He's
Yeah.
the one that I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to see him. And we did.
And they teased us. So we don't know, like when they open up that portal, like I knew it was a different Spider-Man, but I didn't know if it was going to be Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. And so it's Andrew Garfield. So they tease us and like, okay, they're saving the best for last.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
We got to back up a little bit because this is when Spider-Man, his senses go off. And this is also a really cool scene. I'm excited to go back and watch this. And he shoots the Green Goblin. He's in Green Goblin. He goes, his face is like, and you could tell like, oh my gosh, it's he's here, the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And it's just that was the awesome scene. And they have a good fight scene. And Green Goblin, he's just taking all Peter's punches. He's just like,
he's a complete sociopath. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? He's an awesome character. It's his mask that is the true Green Goblin. So I'm kind of mad that they didn't stay with that. But it was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seeing it
for sure.
And this is when we get to the part you go, no, not Aunt May. Aunt May dies. What were you thinking there?
She takes there's that explosion and you're like, you think she just gets knocked down in the debris.
Yeah.
And then, I was like, shit, she's going to die. Like, this is it. And that's what, halfway through the movie? We're about halfway through where she dies.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt May's died in all the Spider-Man, so I kind of knew it was coming. Well, we just didn't know when or how. But it's kind of poetic the way that Green Goblin does it because he's the one, responsible for the other one too.
Yeah, we're thinking that Happy's gonna die. So
yeah,
because he's been in the Marvel universe since Iron Man 1 or something, or Iron Man 2. So
has he been in the most? Has he been in the most Marvel movies?
I don't know.
Jon Favreau, the happy character, because he was in all the Iron Mans. He's in a couple of the Avengers. He's been in the Spider-Mans.
He's been in all the Spider-Mans.
We should look that up. We'll look that up for next time.
Yeah. So
what character's been in the most?
Coming. We were thinking his time's coming.
Yeah.
And it did. So how about when this is also a scene I wanted to see. So Spider-Man meets all the other Spider-Mans, which is awesome seeing them all together. It's like too good to be true, It's like that's crazy how they did that.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We're like, hey, it's going to be awesome if we get to see Tobey and Andrew Garfield. It'd be awesome to see, but I don't think I ever thought that it was really going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time something's happened like this in the MCU. These crossovers and this multiverse. This is all groundbreaking stuff for the MCU. And there was always that little doubt in the back of my mind where I was like, maybe they don't. But just when it did happen, it was just sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. And this is when they're making that like the serums for each of the villains. And how about that part where they're talking about the web shooters? And this is another scene where I'm like, oh, this has to happen if he's in there. Tobey Maguire's, his webs come from him,
Yeah.
So it was cool. He's like, what is that? And he shoots out of his hand, and they're like, what the heck? That's one thing I wish would, like, Spider-Man. I wish all the other Spider-Man's characters, they're basically spiders, so I feel like they should be able to shoot the webs out of their hands like Toby's. So I don't know why they did that.
It's like, hey, I'm the OG Spider-Man. I got the coolest web shooters, and you guys can't compete. It's like I'm the original.
Yeah. So they're making that serum, and this is when we get into that big fight scene, which is awesome because we see all of the Spider-Man suit up and they're swinging together, and that was a really cool scene when they all like jump down and you see one at a time they land on that little pillar. Do you remember what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really, really cool scene. They're
They
all
all
swinging
land and do their
around.
superhero poses. It's
So do
great.
have you seen that video where it's the lizard? It's like in the trailer. It's the lizard, but it doesn't show Toby and Andrew, and he got like kicked by someone. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool seeing that it was actually I think it was Andrew Garfield that kicked him.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome. That was a great scene. And I mean, at first they're getting their asses kicked, and they're like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go one at a time.
They don't
And
know how to fight like a team.
yeah, and they go, let's go one at a time. And who's the first person they get? They get was it the lizard?
They get Sandman or Lizard first, I think.
Yeah. I think yeah, I think it was Sandman, Lizard, then Electro, and then they
Yeah.
eventually get Green Goblin, but that's not until the end. Um, but yeah, what an awesome fight scene, seeing them swinging together.
3 Spider-Man is fighting 4 villains. Three Spider-Man, 3 villains after it was all said and done. Yeah. What's your I know we were excited to see the other Spider-Man, but what was your absolute favorite thing about seeing these other 2 Spider-Man and all 3 of them together? Like what was your
Uh,
absolute favorite thing?
um, man, gosh, I don't know. Seeing them all together is cool. It was cool seeing them like interact and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
because remember they'd say like Andrew goes, "Oh, I love you guys," and they go, "Thanks."
Yeah,
So yeah, it was
thanks.
cool seeing them. They're kind of like brothers in a way.
They're awkward brothers.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
very awkward brothers. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, he heals all of them. Um, and this is when Green Goblin pushes MJ off that ledge,
Of
and
course
that's
he
what I
does.
said. I said when I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, Andrew Garfield's gonna catch her 100%, and it was
Yeah.
it was just awesome seeing him catch her.
Yeah, because it kind of helped makes up because he didn't make it to Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
So
it's a,
it was like redemption. My favorite part about seeing all these Spider-Men was like the closure of it. Because
mm,
the original Spider-Man's 1, 2, and 3, there was originally supposed to be like 5 or 6 of those, and then it just kind of fizzed off. And then
mm,
the Amazing Spider-Man, there was supposed to be a bunch, and it kind of fizzed off. So we're seeing these guys, years later. So like, what have these Spider-Men been up to? And we kind of get to catch up. Like they talk about the Tobey Maguire one and MJ. They're like, how is it? He's like, it's complicated. You know, so we know
mm,
that they're together, but we don't know. And then Andrew Garfield, we get to see him. He gets to catch MJ, make him feel a little better about dropping Gwen Stacy. It was just we get to see these guys. We didn't think we were going to see them again after those
yeah,
movies didn't make any more. We didn't think we were going to see those characters again, and just see them get to play out was my favorite part of the movie.
yeah. So we're approaching the well. Let's talk about the scene where Doc Ops sees Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man again, and this is the good Doc Ops, and it was cool seeing them like he goes, "Oh, like how are you?" You know,
Yeah, like
and
catching up like old friends. How you been?
yeah, he says Tobey Maguire says a quote. He said, okay, let's talk about. He goes the my back quote. Remember that? He goes, "Oh, I have back issues," and Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield pops his back. That was awesome. And then he says, and then I forgot exactly. Tobey Maguire said something else that it was a reference to the old one when he was talking to Doc Ops. He goes like, "Could be better" or something. I
Yeah.
forgot exactly what he says, but this is when we see Doctor Strange escape from the Mirrorverse. He's getting ready
Yeah.
to click the button.
Yeah. The
But
button on the box, send them
yeah,
back, send everybody back.
but let's talk about the fight scene against the second fight scene against Peter versus Green Goblin, and Peter is just
Mhm.
beating the shit out of him. It almost kills him, which is crazy to see.
Yeah.
Um, Tom
We
Holland
haven't
said,
seen we haven't seen Tom Holland. We haven't seen him that mad.
"Yeah,
We haven't seen him lose control like that.
yeah," and he goes in to kill him, but
Mhm.
Toby saves him, and then gets stabbed.
Yeah. So it's almost like Spider-Man saving himself from Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really well done. The writing
yeah,
is just incredible.
yeah. Yeah. I wonder when this movie will come out. Probably 2 months, right? I don't know exactly I don't know I forgot how long it usually takes for a movie.
I think it's usually 2 or 3 months, and then they make
Yeah.
us wait a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah. Trying to think.
Where do you
What do
think?
you,
Where's it going to stream? Where's it? You think it's going to stream on Disney Plus?
no, that's the sucky thing. I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I
What's it
think you
going
have to
to?
I think you have to get it on something. You have to buy it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate, but I
I
mean,
wonder what platform. I wonder if like HBO Max or Netflix or something's going to pick it up, or
uh,
that's going to be all contractual, I guess. But since it's
yeah,
not really a Marvel, it's Sony.
yeah,
Where's it going to land at? That's interesting.
yeah. Um, so out of all three Spider-Man suits, which one do you like the best? And I know
I
that
like the I like the Tom Holland one where he's got the spider claws in the back, just because
Iron
it's very
Spider.
Iron Man esque. Yeah, Iron Spider. That's my favorite suit.
What do you rate them? Like I let's just say like Iron Spider, because I would say that is his main one. That or the okay, let's not say the Iron Spider. Let's just do like a classic Spider-Man suit, the red and blue one from Homecoming. Toby's
Yeah,
or Andrews. Which one do you like the best?
Toby's.
Toby's.
Toby's. Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with you at that one. I like Toby's. Um, and then I'm gonna go Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield. I know a lot of people like Andrew Garfield's the best, but I don't know. In my opinion, I like Toby's the best.
that's
It's
where
just
I'm
a
at too.
classic. It's just a classic, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a classic guy.
Um. So let's see. This is when Doctor Strange comes out, and that purple like stuff comes out, and all those people from in the multiverse that know that Spider-Man's
Right.
Peter Parker are trying to come into the. Oh, this is because the box got destroyed. The box got
Yeah.
destroyed. So
Yeah.
all these multiversal people are coming into this one big universe, and this is when Spider-Man wants to make the big sacrifice where everyone forgets,
Right.
including like everyone, including the Tobey Maguire people and the Andrew Garfield people. They are gonna forget
Ned,
too.
MJ.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a little
It was bittersweet. It was
yeah.
bittersweet,
Do you think, and then I wonder if we're
but
gonna get another
but
movie from,
heroic.
yeah, definitely. I wonder if it was it did suck seeing Ned and MJ not knowing who it was, and especially like Happy too.
Yeah, that was bad, or not bad. That
It
was
was
sad.
yeah.
Um, is there something after Peter leaves after talking and paying for his coffee? You know the scene I'm talking about. It's almost she's got like a confused look on her face, like where do I know that guy from?
Yeah.
So
I thought
we don't know what's going to happen there.
did you think that Ned and MJ were gonna start dating after that?
No, that
That's
didn't
what I
cross my
thought.
mind.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought was going on there.
I can see that, but they're just buddies
Yeah. So yeah,
for now.
I think Spider-Man does end up. I think we will see another movie with Tom Holland, and I think he ends
Mm.
up like having another relationship with Ned and MJ.
Do you have a bold prediction for the
Yeah.
Tom Holland Spider-Man? I
Yeah.
got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
What is it?
Venom's gonna kill the Tom Holland character, and
Damn.
Miles Morales is gonna be our next Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're right now. Your predictions are main guy's gonna die, especially with Hawkeye. You said that too.
Yep, I like going bold. I like it.
Okay, okay.
Let's see some. I like chaos,
Mhm.
especially with Wanda and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with her character, because I don't think she's gonna be good at all. I don't think
Wanda,
she's gonna be. Yeah,
man.
I think she's gonna be pissed off and mad.
Yeah. So that Sorcerer Supreme, he was, or in the end credit, he was in What If. Have you seen that episode of What If?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wasn't too big into that, but I did see that episode, and he like, do you remember that little squid looking thing that throws that bus at him? It's like
Yeah.
a one eye thing. So so and what if like he can't beat it? So he does all these like bad spells, and he ends up killing all these really bad creatures, and makes him turn bad.
Mm.
And that's how he becomes a sorcerer supreme. It might be something else I didn't catch, but that's what I saw. And
Yeah.
that's gonna be a good movie. I'm excited for it.
Oh, that's the next big movie right there
Yeah,
for sure. Like I'm
definitely.
excited about Hawkeye. I'm excited about the Echo series. I'm excited about all that. But Doctor Strange, because we've been waiting what 4 years for Doctor Strange 2? Is it when did Doctor
Man, I
Strange come
don't
out?
know.
Was that 7? Has it been 5 years?
I don't remember. 2017 maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Also, in the first post credit scene, we see Venom, um, and his symbiote thing. It's kind of like Carnage, where it's like a part of him comes out, and I think he's gonna find the Eddie Brock from this universe, and
2016 Doctor Strange.
2016.
So
Okay,
it's been 5 years.
okay,
It'll be good because that comes out in 22. So we're looking at like almost 6 years. Wow.
dang. It was supposed to come out in March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to add? Because if not, we're just probably end it there.
Yeah.
Right.
It lived up to everything that I thought. The only small thing I thought when the sky was purple and cracking in the multiverse, I thought we were going to see something there,
Mm-hmm.
but it ends up that that's kind of the conclusion of the movie.
Okay.
Like not the conclusion, but nothing else happens there. And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube that we're seeing, like figures. People are trying to predict who could have come through and those
Mm-hmm.
characters, but we could talk about that in another video. But it 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 met my expectations and no
Definitely.
disappointment here. Two
No
thumbs up.
disappointment.
Can't wait to watch it again.
Best Phase 4 movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top three. Top three. Yeah.
One thing also, this is kind of at the start of the movie that I forgot to mention that I wanted to say. Why did he go to school? Why the heck would
Mm.
he go to school? I mean, he's the most popular kid in school because he's Spider-Man, but like what the heck?
Yeah. The school scene was just kind of, I think, the last bit of normal for him.
Mhm.
Because after everybody knows like nothing else is normal for him again.
Yeah.
Even after the spell works and everybody forgets who he is, he don't know what to do.
Why is like Flash, the Flash character? It was cool seeing him know that because he used to be he was kind of like the bully of Spider-Man, you know. So it was cool seeing him
Right.
like, oh, say you're my best friend or something. Why is
Right.
that
It's
dude? Why is that dude like decked out in Gucci and stuff? Like, what the heck was that about?
He's just a rich kid. He's a super
Oh,
rich
that's
kid.
right.
Remember,
He had
he's
the
always
Audi. Yes,
yeah, he's driving the
yes. His
Audi.
parents are rich.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we end it there.
All right.
Nothing more much to add. If there is, we could always do like a part two after seeing the movie a couple times. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, we're almost 100 subscribers. I think we're at like 56 or 57 subscribers right now. So make sure you
57.
guys,
Let's go.
yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. Let's get to 100 subscribers. Did you see my video on TikTok?
Yeah. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get to 100 subscribers. And like this video. Sometimes YouTube takes their likes, which is really weird to me. So
Mm.
see you guys for Hawkeye episode 6, the finale.
Stay tuned.